I am a Pakistani spy. I crossed borders. I got classified information about Indian tank regiments. Trying to break into headquarters. I am working between enemy's army offices as open tea seller. The real story of Pakistani spy. Let's move towards story. I told them that I did not understand that our army defeated the Pakistani army, so why should they have taken over the whole of East Pakistan? Then half of the dream of a united India would have come true. And the borders of our country would have expanded. You came to make 90,000 Pakistani soldiers prisoner. I don't know whether Pakistan has taken them back. Now, they are just a burden on you for food. They started walking. The one among them who looked wise said, "Sir, we are not at a loss, but at a great advantage. 90,000 Pakistani soldiers are in our prison. Due to this defeat, the back of the rest of West Pakistan has been broken. And we will show you very soon that Pakistan will also come under our control. I am a Sharnarthi resident of Peshawar. I have been in the army for 8 years in a tank regiment. We live in Peshawar. My late father was also a soldier who died in the War of 65. They used to say that it is easier to conquer West Pakistan as compared to East Pakistan, because Afghanistan is our friend to the west of West Pakistan. We have more than half of Kashmir where we are on high ground. We had fought a war in Pakistan in 65 to achieve this goal, that Afghanistan will go ahead and occupy, and we will conquer the area up to Gujranwala by advancing through Gujarat, Mirpur and Murree. Pakistan's forces are unable to fight on 3 fronts at the same time. It is more difficult to do. Then Burma is not our friend at this time by surrendering to the Pakistani forces and making them prisoners. We have a military agreement with Pakistan for 20 years will not keep more than 2 divisions. Because of our government there, Pakistan's army will think 100 times that 90,000 armed soldiers are in prison in India's territory. Soon, we will inform you about another big victory. Under the influence of alcohol, he caused a lot of destruction. And I was thinking that the nation that ruled for 1,000 years at the expense of only a few thousand foreign Muslim soldiers. This 1,000-year-old slave of the nation has been increasingly abusing the nation. A defeat at the hands of our own treachery was the end of our 1,000 years of conquests and terror of rule. My blood started to boil with excitement to break the bottle and send him to hell from his room. But expediency and achievement, because of the purpose, I not only remained silent, but also supported him in these advances. Now, the matter came to war. So I asked that East Pakistan, which was difficult to conquer according to your late father, how did you conquer it so easily? He said that the president of the country is a drunkard and an adulterer. Instead of thinking of war tactics, the Corps commander of the war zone forced the girls staying in the Rakia hotel, and due to this, more than 24 girls committed mass suicide by jumping from the 2-story roof. In a country where there is no such thing as democracy, will not be defeated, so what will happen? He was well educated in the military and had special access to war information. I greatly distorted his conversation. Being drunk, and hearing my motion from a civilian, he swelled with joy and said that the arms our government procures from foreign countries must be specially screened and our own. It becomes useful for achieving the main goal, Greater India. Russia is our true friend. Just before the war, he signed a defense agreement with us. The issue of Kashmir was always raised in the ANO. Our war with China in 1962 was just a ploy by us to get American weapons for free. Despite our friendship with Russia, we have not made a commitment to get our weapons from only one country. We also took arms from Britain, France, Poland, and Yugoslavia. He said that after the 1965 war, Russia gave us a missile bonus, which we immediately took. Similar missile boats China wanted to give to Pakistan, which the high-level team of Pakistan Navy refused to take only because they did not have separate living quarters for officers and men, but together. Their own Russian missile units destroyed Pakistan's destroyer Khyber in the Hearths. The French 13MX projectile has a range of 15 kilometers. 76 PT-type water-floating tanks are also made by France. But Pakistan is only one country dependent on USA, and USA itself is the usurper. The country of the Red Indians was occupied by the European nations. And then after the Civil War, it was divided into 51 different states to rule. And the Red Indians were restricted to preservation. And today, the Red Indians are seen only in films or national festivals, entertaining tourists. We set up our defense industries and started building ships, planes, and even tanks, while Pakistan couldn't even make a jeep. All these words of his were penetrating my chest like daggers, but I was silent. He was speaking in a state of success and drunkenness, and I felt like he was showing me a mirror. And in these lines, I want to show the same mirror to the nation. We are the same. The enemy is the same, and his ambitions are the same. Pichvi and Agni missiles reflect his aggressive ambitions. So pure is the nature of the Lord Almighty, who has kept this half of Pakistan in his shelter. Otherwise, we would have left no stone unturned in our destruction. I offer my prayers to Dr. Abdul Qadir Khan, who worked tirelessly for the love of the country, without caring for his life, and rejected the offer of billions of dollars to make Pakistan a nuclear power. Otherwise, India would have had a nuclear explosion in 1974 near Pakistan's borders. Had done. India is shaking because of our nuclear power. Otherwise, he had considered West Pakistan to be just like the former East Pakistan. I also present a few lines from my side. An economically almost bankrupt country like Pakistan, which is enjoying itself by taking loans, can we afford it? The vehicles ordered by the government are Mercedes 550 and bulletproof. Is Sweden a country in another world where the Prime Minister goes to office on a bicycle? Whose wife goes shopping in local buses? Vietnam was not ashamed to meet the foreign delegation wearing a rich face mask, because he gave his salary for the year to the national treasury. He did not have money for it. He lived in a hut in the garden of the presidential palace because his country could not afford to pay for the presidential palace. Look at your neighbors, rich in resources. Iran is not only alive, but also prosperous, despite the sanctions of the United States and European countries. I myself saw Akbar Hashmi Afsanjani eating snacks in the lobby of Sheraton Hotel in Tehran with 2 or 3 colleagues, and I was very surprised that the police had not surrounded the hotel, and no security personnel were present. A black car was parked outside the hotel, followed by a CD-200 with the national and presidential flags of Iran flying on it. One was a driver and one was a soldier, probably the military secretary. Neither the traffic was stopped nor any other security measures. Like normal people, they came to the hotel, paid the bill, and went back. Despite Tehran having several royal palaces, the king lived in an ordinary 4-room house. Look at India, on the other hand. Despite the passage of 50 years of independence and autonomy, no prime minister house has been built there. Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi, Sanjay Gandhi lived in an ordinary private house. No new parliament house was mentioned there. The British-era Parliament House is still in use. No new presidential palace has been built either. Rashtrapati Bhawan means the presidential residence is the viceregal lodge of the British era, which is somehow Lahore. What have we lost and found in the governor's house and the former governor and president of Karachi? Be it the president or the prime minister, the public traffic is not stopped when the official traffic passes. And India said it is not better. All travel in a car called Maruti or Hindustan, made in India. For which your heart and number can give the answer. He owes 52 years of independence, while the population of 200 million. How much debt is due to the people of our neighboring country, India? God. Look into your neck, and you will find the answer yourself. This soldier told me that he is BA, and will be promoted soon. Due to his general knowledge and commitment to history, I did not talk to him about my meaning. Yesterday's clerk also came and I apologized to him and sat with the yesterday's clerk so that the Adu's clerk, if the soldier has any doubt about me, then it should be removed. This evening also seems to be wasted. So far, I have had so much success that in this bar I am known. The next day I spent some time in the Adu's office and returned to the hotel. This evening I intended to go to another bar. In the late evening, I walked away and entered another bar. In this bar, I saw a significant number of soldiers. Being a Sikh and drinking alcohol makes it easier to pick up something. Then Punjabi language is also a great means to be close to them. Cheap type of liquor was available here. I ordered a bottle of it. There was no empty table, where 4 Sikh was sitting on a table and were drinking. I talked in Punjabi. I asked them, "Can I sit on empty chair?" 2 or 3 Sikhs simultaneously said, Jim sit down, and I mingled with them in a few minutes. Punjabi language made us naive very soon. I ordered 2 more bottles. He strongly refused and said that you are our guest. But I ordered 2 bottles. I briefly told them about the work I had come here from Bombay. Also told them that I am from Chopra family of Punjab, and my mother tongue is Punjabi. And we are actually from Ludhiana. In fact, my real also from Ludhiana before the partition of India. I used to live in Ludhiana, and I had memorized the names of the localities and streets of Ludhiana. In Bombay, everyone speaks a special Urdu like Hindi, even if they are not Punjabi. You are speaking here in pure Punjabi. And I am very happy to meet my fellow speakers. What happened next? The 4 Sikhs became hungry. Now that the talk started, I filled their glasses to the brim, without water. Sardar belched them without mixing. I filled the glass again. I wanted them to get drunk soon so that I could tell them about my purpose. When they climbed well, I said, "How long have you come here for training?" Of the uniforms of 2 of them, it was learned from uniform marks that both of them were from the same regiment. The rest were from 2 different regiments. 2 Sikhs from the same regiment said that they had come for 3 months of training and would complete their training after only 25 days. I asked, being unknown, that the training of driving a tank is completed in just 3 months. He said that no, training takes a lot of time for new recruits. We have come to get training for new tanks. What do you mean by new tanks? I asked, being ignorant. According to my information, our sanity is fine. Drunkenly swaying, he said that models of motorcycles change every year, but the name remains the same. Similarly, year or two later, the type of tanks become. I said that we have Russian T-series tanks. He said, indeed, we have T-series tanks, and now new T-series tanks have arrived. Drunkenly, he also told us the numbers of new T-series tanks. I immediately saved number in my mind, and continuing the conversation, he asked whether you will go to your regimental center after finishing the training or go home on leave. The answer was that you should go to regimental center first, and then from where the regiment will be deployed. I said that, Sardarji, I am a tea businessman. I didn't understand what you said. I was trying to prove myself to be a drunken thief so that any of my questions would not make them suspicious. The same Sikh said, "Innocent king, every infantry division has 1 or 2 tank regiments. The infantry division with which our regiment belongs is close to Faisal's headworks." He further explained that, the first ones have cleared our way, and still, we tanks in front and the infantry behind, and also the infantry front and we behind. Thus in the ranks of the enemy we enter. I also got very good information from the other 3, that apart from the 57T, modern Russian tanks of the series and French 13MX, and 1-76P tanks, are also associated with infantry divisions, were located on the border of West Pakistan. The details I got, it cannot be explained here, however, very useful information was obtained. I ordered their food and at 11:30 at night, we went our separate ways, promising to meet again the next day. I reached the hotel and entered all these important information in my code. It was my first success, and I was very happy. Next shall send the program port to get more information so that my seniors jump with joy. The next morning, when I reviewed the information from last night, this success was very modest with only 3 tanks known to have been destroyed. First, I had to commit adultery obtained from these drunken Sikhs, so that my report would be beyond doubt. And more importantly, I had to deal not only with those pilgrims who left here after the War of 71, get dating. Rather, apart from these 3 regiments, the other regiments who were receiving training there, had to get complete information about them. When I reviewed my entire mission, this information seemed trivial. Under training in Ahmednagar, regiments used to complete the trainings in just 3 months and go back. Before their return, the men of new regiments arrived there, used to go, and this series continued continuously. After the War of 71, a detailed report was prepared by combining the links of this series from the beginning. The registrant headquarters, which was responsible for this trading, must have had a file either in its office or at the divisional headquarters from which I could have all the information could be obtained. Ahmednagar was in a way like a transit camp, and the file or information of those who came there was first of both the headquarters, from the offices. The second was expected to meet the camp commandant's office, and the third from the anchorage. I chose the office of camp commandant out of these 3 divisions because the division and red headquarters have 20 other functions, while the camp commandant would be responsible only for the accommodation, arrival, departure, and food of the visitors. According to my analysis, I expected to receive a complete file full of information from this office. Thank you so much for watching our video. This is real story of Pakistani spy Abu Shuja Abu Wakar, the man who served in India as a spy agent in the cover of Open Tea Trader. If you have no subscribed, then subscribe our channel now and press the bell icon so you never miss any update of this story. If you liked the video, please give it a like, comment below to let us know your opinion. We will meet you again with another episode. Till then, have a good care of yourself.